If you don't have a mat, don't even worry about it. If you have blocks, please grab your blocks. If you don't have blocks, again, not a big deal. And grab a blanket. If you're most probably home, so everybody has a blanket, so grab a blanket and then just kind of like fold it into a square for right now and just put it aside. And then come to sitting. This is all you are going to get. I mean, not get, that's all you are going to need for right now. And a dog, if you have a dog. Everybody, this is TJ, my little pumpkin. Hi, love. Okay, so it's hard to not have feedback directly, but usually I like to ask, how is everybody doing? And kind of like scan the room and based on that, see what is needed. Right now, all I can do is kind of tune into the collective consciousness and also into my own body to see what it is I currently need for this deep yoga stretch class. So if you're just joining us, just welcome. And I would like for today to kind of like focus on the whole body as a whole, because it's not like you have hips and that's it, you have spine and that's it. It's everything is connected. If something doesn't work properly, the rest of your body picks up the that one part of your body's job, and then everything goes out of whack. So for example, if your hips are not loose and moving properly, your legs are going to tighten up, and before you know it, then your glutes are tightening up, and then your back tightens up and your neck tightens up, and then you get a headache and you go, I don't understand what's going on. So there's so many things. So it's important to just be in full and complete alignment to be able to remain calm and have a very strong immune system and nervous system. And right now, immune system seems to be something that we all need to have that is absolutely working 100%. And so let's focus on all of that. So if you want to just come and sit down on your mat, bring your shoulders back. And if you can only take like a few minutes of this class today, and you know you have kids running around or family's obligations or whatever that is, it will be posted on YouTube, on our YouTube channel later on. But if you can't take it live, I can feel it and it gives me some feedback, and I really, really, truly appreciate it. So come to sitting, rotate your shoulders back. And let's just start simply by deep breath. Let your belly expand with inhales. Breathing in gently. And then just slowly bringing hands into prayer pose. And setting up an intention for your morning's practice, or whenever it is you're taking this class. That intention doesn't have to be my intention. It has to be yours. And I always try to make it a little deeper than just, I just want to stretch, or I want to, you know, my hamstrings are tight. Just go a little bit underneath that. Like emotionally, what it is that you need. Do you need peace? Do you need calm? Do you need focus? TJ, stop it. What do you need? And holding that intention in. And inhale and bring it up to your third eye, the point of manifestation and intention. Holding it in, visualizing. And inhale and bring your arms up. And as you exhale, just gently fold forward. I want you to hold right here. Now if you have a block, you're welcome to put your forehead down on the block. Just gently coming to rest. And if you don't, just hold here. Only come down as far as you can. Just keep walking your hands forward and breathe. Sending the breath all the way down. letting it open up your low back. Noticing your hips, your shoulders, your whole body. 3 more breaths. And slowly rolling up, putting that block, if you had one, to the side. Rotate your shoulders back. Inhale and bring your arms up. Taking your right elbow on top of the left one. Touching your hands. If you can't, you can grab behind your shoulder blades. But if you can't touch your hands, or just the back of your wrist, pressing your elbows forward. Breathe through the back of your shoulder blades, letting that upper back expand and your heart expand. And then reaching your elbows up. 2 breaths. Maybe you can roll side to side a bit. Then open up, reach back, squeeze, and then lower that down. And switching left over right. Touch your hands, press forward. Breathe. Let your back expand with breath. And reaching those elbows up. And then open. And reach back. And then bring it down. And then rotate your neck to the right very gently. Letting that move gently and slowly. And noticing if there's any spots in your neck that need a little more attention. And if that's the case, just pause there. Send your breath to that area. And just when you feel like you have release, just keep rotating. And then switch to the opposite side. So same thing. Any areas of your neck that need a little more TLC, just pause there. Breathe. And just keep going. And then come back, center, and pause right there. Two more breaths. Then extend your legs forward. And just shake that a little bit. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see it a little more. So, if your hamstrings are tight, you're welcome to take your blanket, excuse me, TJ, and then roll it, and then stick it underneath your knees. So again, this practice is for you, right? So whatever feels right, you go and you do that at the moment. She's very demanding today. She's usually not like that. What's up, sir? Stop. Inhale, arms up. And then exhale, fold forward. TJ. And then pause here. So I feel really tight this morning, as you can tell. And so this is where I'm going to stop. Right here, right now. I'm going to keep my back flat. Just reaching my belly towards my thighs. But if you feel more inclined to it, you can come a little lower as long as you're not forcing. You can also put something underneath your belly to just rest on that. Breathe. slowly roll up. Removing the blanket out of the way. I want you to take your right foot and then just gently pull it towards your chest, keeping that left leg extended forward. So you can either hold it here or you can wrap it. Just moving forward and back. Moving a few more times. So stay here. Keep hugging that foot in. 2 more breaths. So you can see my left foot is fully flexed. I like to have every part of my body engaged so that I can really feel the breath reaching every single extremities. And then gently place your foot on your thighs. Now if it does not feel right, just place it to the side. Now place it onto the thigh. And flex the foot so that your foot is not dropping. So flex it. You can also use a block if you have a block and put it underneath the opposite knee. And inhale, arms up. And then as you exhale, fold onto that leg. Again, only coming as far as you can. If you have a strap, you can put the strap around the foot. And just find the breath. And just really feeling it all. We have a tendency in life when something doesn't feel good, we just come out of it or we just try to distract ourselves from it. And what I want you to do in this practice is really feel it all. Just tune in, feel it, just go explore, be brave, come in complete contact and awareness of your emotions. Because underneath every tightness, there's something that's there, something that your cells are holding on to. And then slowly roll up. And then take your foot over that knee. Spine straight, taking your right arm behind you. Bring your spine all the way straight so your belly reaches toward that thigh. Then take your left arm, wrap it around that knee, and then twist. 2 more breaths. And bring it all the way back to center, and now you get to switch side. So, grabbing that left foot, bring it in, and pull it in. Wrap it if you can. TJ, you are very demanding today. Stop. And then moving back and forth, if that feels right. Or side to side. And breathe. And then gently bringing that foot onto your thigh, or to the side if it does not feel right. So keep that foot flexed. You can also use the block, as I showed earlier, or a pillow, or whatever you have. Put it underneath that knee. Inhale, arms up. And then exhale, fold towards that leg. Stay with the breath. Again, connecting to every tightness, every restriction, everything you feel is constricted. And investigating, just going, just really asking the questions. Why am I tight right there? What is happening? What do I need? And then slowly come all the way up. Let your foot come across. Spine straight. Wrap that arm around and twist. And breathe. And bring it back to center. Coming back to just cross-legged. Again, if cross-legged is hard for you, you can and should sit on a blanket to elevate those hips. Now just stay right there right now. Breathe, rotate those shoulders back. And notice maybe there's a little more ease. Ease in your simply sitting. 2 breaths. One more time, bring your arms up. And as you exhale, fold. So notice your fold. You have a little more give. You're coming a little further down. Pause and find the breath. Just let that neck relax completely. And then slowly roll up. Then gently coming to your hands and knees. So you're gonna come, 2 hands and knees. Put a blanket underneath your knees if that feels right. But what I want you to do is first sit on your heels, or just stay up on your knees, it doesn't matter actually. Just your hands are gonna come down flat so that your fingertips are facing towards you. So just come down. Spreading those fingers wide and just hold here. Breathe through the front of your wrist. See if maybe you can reach your hips back. Just deep, deep breath. Now if this is too much for your wrist, you can just have them to the side. But if you can, fingertips reaching back, especially right now if you're working from home a lot, and maybe your desk is not as ergonomic as your office desk is when you go to work. So you need to stretch your wrist. So breathe. Two more breaths. And then slowly rolling that back. And then shake it. Okay. And come back to hands and knees. My little dog finally went back to her bed. That's not a bad thing for right now. She's not usually that demanding, but it's early morning. She needs attention. All right. So coming to hands and knees. Go ahead and drop your heart down. Bring your head up. And then exhale, round. So moving back and forth, drop your heart down, bring your head up. And then exhale, round. So move slowly into a few cows completely on your own. A few more times. Pressing those hands down as you round, dropping the heart down. Just really pressing. A few more times. Then come back to center. I want you to come all the way standing on your knees. Now, if you have blocks, have your blocks. If you don't have blocks, please don't worry about it. You're going to take your left foot and then bring it forward. So all you need to do right now, just take that left foot forward. Now I want you to watch my hips. So what happens a lot is, often what I see is people coming so far forward on their front knee that their back gets all arched up, which is not good for your low back. So come all the way up into your right knee right now. You can tell my front knee is barely bent. And I want you to take your tailbone, instead of having arched back, just arch it down and forward. So you can engage that right thigh. Hold here. Feel the thigh, the right thigh engaging. Don't lose the tuck. And then slowly bend that front knee only as far as you can. As soon as you feel that your low back wants to arch, stop. And pause here. You can bring your arms up if that feels right. So sometimes the most minutious movements can actually be the most challenging and engaging. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to look outrageous. Sometimes small actions have a lot of consequences. Small actions have a lot of, I don't even know the word for it, but if you do something very small, it can actually have a big effect. So just stay here, 2 more breaths. And as you exhale, lower your hands down, framing that front foot. This is where the blocks can become handy if you want. You put your hands on the blocks and shift back. Bring that foot back. Pause here. Just deep breath. Hold. Keeping that leg straight. Flexing that front foot. Keep breathing here. Two more breaths. And as you exhale, slowly bend that front knee. I want you to heel toe, bring that left foot to the edge of your mat. So now that your hands are down, it's okay for you to come forward. Then from here, you can either stay on your hands or using a block if you need to, or no blocks, you lower all the way down to your forearms. It's okay to open that knee out as long as you come to the outer edge of that foot. And just breathe. So breathing through the hips, releasing the hip tensions. Giving a chance to the connective tissues to open. Giving a chance for your breath to reach your cells. And giving a chance to your cells to actually answer the question, what am I holding on to? So a few more breaths, stay here. And slowly coming back, bring that leg back. When you come back to your hands and knees, lower your right forearm down. Take that left leg up and then open that hip. Maybe wiggling that ankle around. And then bring it down. And we're going to reverse that. So right foot comes forward. Again, stay up on that left knee. Check in with your tailbone. Check in with that front thigh. Check in with your low back. So tuck your tailbone down and forward. And then just bend that front knee until you feel that your low back is going to arch. As soon as that happens, stay. You want that front thigh to be fully engaged. You want to feel the stretch happening all the way to your psoas. So the psoas are the little tiny muscles right above your hip bones, right? And so they connect to your stomach muscles, they connect into your hip flexors, and when they tighten up, they're very tiny. Very, very tiny, but they can have a really, really bad effect if they're really tight. So, again, does not matter how small, the effect can still be very, very major. So just breathe and stay here. You can bring your arms up if you want. Then lower your hands down, again using blocks if you want. Shift your hips back so that front leg is straight. And then fold forward onto that leg. Breathe. slowly bend that knee. Again, blocks can become your best friends if you have some. Heel toe your foot out to the side. If you don't have blocks at home and you would like to get some, you can order some online, right? They're like, the cork blocks are a little more expensive, but you can find some for like 10 bucks. So don't go out to get some, not right now, but you can order them. It may take a few weeks to get to you, but that's okay. You're coming down to forearms. So I want to show you guys something. What I see a lot in classes, people don't come far down, don't press forward on their knee. So what happens is they'll still have a square, then they try to reach down, and it's almost impossible, right? Because it's not the way your hips wants to move. So you want to really shift hips forward, bend that front knee, so that you're dropping down as much as possible. Then you can try to lower down to forearms. And again, your stomach, your upper chest should stay in alignment with your hips. So breathe. And then slowly coming back onto your knees, lower your left forearm down. Take your right leg up, open that hip, maybe wiggle that ankle around a few times. And then bring it down. I want you to stretch into your child pose, reaching arms forward. And just letting it go, letting it melt into your mat. Let your back expand with breath. And walk your arms and your torso out to your left. Keep pressing with your right hip all the way back. Feeling the stretch to the side of the ribs. And as you inhale, I want you to imagine pressing your ribs away, opening them up, opening your lungs. And bring it back to center, go opposite side. Pause here. And then bring it back center. Come back to hands and knees. And then come back to sitting. And hold here. And then notice your hips. Notice your breath. The breath helps the body open up. The asanas, the movements that you do, give a chance to your breath to reach a little deeper in your body. To really go in, investigate, see what's going on. It's making you and your body friends. It's giving you the awareness and the ability to actually really listen. Listen to what's really underneath. Because often by the time we feel pain, our bodies, our mind, our souls have been screaming at us for a long time. So let's try to stop injuries from happening by having presence of mind, presence of consciousness, awareness. And then when you're ready, just come and lay down on your back. Come all the way to laying down. Readjust if you need to. Knees to chest. Pause here, maybe rotating your knees a little bit on both sides. And grab your feet. And then see if they come into a happy baby pose. Pressing your knees down on each side of your body, just rolling side to side. Gentle breath. Letting the weight of your hands help your knees come down a little more. And bring your knees back together. And then gently bring them out to your left. Extending that right arm out. So you have a choice. If you want to feel more of a lower back stretch, lower your knees further down. You want your upper back more, and your knees towards your chest. And if you're on kind of like the whole spine, keep your knees in alignment with your hip bones. And just breathe. Just gentle, gentle breath. Bring those knees back to center. And then go to the opposite side. Again, it's always, watch my hand that's down, if you can't see it. So let me raise it up a little bit. If you were to turn the palm of your hand down, notice what happens with your shoulder. It's bringing your shoulder in, it's rotating in. What you want is have that all the way back. So palm of the hand goes up, so the shoulder blade has a chance to really flatten down. If that makes sense. 2 breaths. And bring that all the way to center. And you're going to need your blanket. If you have a block, it's great. If you don't, please don't worry about it. So I'm going to give you guys a bunch of options, okay? So, first one is simply take your blanket, roll it, put it down. Or you can use a towel, actually. Towels are great. Keep your glutes down. Lay down. You can have a block or a pillow for your head. Lay down. Actually, and just open your arms, sole of the feet together. And just breathe right there. That's one option. Second option is, if you have blocks, for those of you who do, so everybody has a towel or a blanket, right? So first option should be available to everyone. Second option is you take your blocks. So you have a choice. You can put your blocks this way, which I really wouldn't recommend right now. It's mostly this way or flat. Put a blanket or something on it just for padding so that you don't hurt yourself. You're going to come laying down on the blocks. So you want the block so that when you're laying down, your shoulders sort of like coming to the end of the block. You use another block to put your head on it or a pillow. Hold right here, open your arms out. So it's a little more intense in the sense that you're really opening the diaphragm. And just breathe. Just deep breath. Shoulders wide open as well. Letting everything melt into the props. Noticing the tightness that might feel or be anywhere. If you're on blocks, this is a really big heart opening. So how do you feel? Having arms wide open, heart exposed. It's going to be actually extremely vulnerable. Few more breaths. And if you can, just go ahead and reach your arms up and then your arms straight back. Bring your arms back and gently rolling out. Remove the props. And then come laying down on your back. Pull your knees back to your chest. Take a deep breath right here. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring your forehead up towards your knees. When you're ready, come and lay down into your Shavasana. Just letting your body melt into the mat. Letting your arms flop open. And your whole body relax. Just stay down, just keep breathing. Shavasana is one of the most important poses of any class. Because what it does, it gives you a chance for your body to integrate everything that it has gone through during class. So never ever skip Shavasana, no matter how busy you are. This is what really brings your practice to completion. Keep breathing. Keep slowly melting in. Just noticing if any sounds are going on in your house right now. And just not investigating them with your mind or anything. Just noticing the sounds. And just letting them go on your breath. Maybe you can hear neighbors outside or cars. Or maybe your children are playing or your partner is talking. But bring your awareness back to just you and your mat. The rest of your world can wait. It's still going to be there once you get up. But give yourself just those 3 minutes of freedom, of breath, of being able to center, of really returning to your body, returning to source, connecting to the seed that is you, to your soul. Giving yourself a moment of freedom, a moment of peace. And then gently go ahead and rub your hands together. And turn to your side. And then press yourself up to sitting. Rubbing your hands together. And coming back to that intention you may have set up at the beginning of class. Where are you at? And there's no judgment. My intention was to be more grounded, and I actually feel more grounded practicing with you guys. Inhale, thumbs up to third eye. Inhale deeply, hold breath. Exhale. Inhale again and hold. Exhale, namaste, sat nam. And let's end practice together with one deep, long om. Inhale deeply. Thank you. Namaste. Have a wonderful day. Please be gentle with yourself.